Morning, Chronic Pain family, and everyone else who had gotten involved in regards to the Appriss Health. I don't know else how to explain it. Controversy. Um, to back up, this all started with me writing an article about the NARX scoring system, or hashtag NARX Care is how they promote it. Um, their algorithm, and it's Maya. Did an incredible job of writing that article in Wired magazine. The only problem with it is that it was really long, so I think a lot of people probably stopped reading it. And one of the things I really came to realize was that I fought for like 2 years and wrote that article, did tons of research, and Maya's article I thought was a big win. And in the end of it, all we really did was, let a few 100,000 people know, and they read their article and went on with their day. It didn't make a difference. And that was kind of hard to see that. But it also made me realize that um, people aren't looking at this in the macro, meaning that, people who don't take pain meds, and, it's the majority of Americans are going to read this and be like, yeah, that's not fair, and then move on. But those of us who have to deal with it every day, my part of the story was that they denied me buprenorphine at CVS, Walgreens, and all these places before I found out my NARC score for opioids is almost maxed out. And in about a week, I'll be celebrating my over a decade of sobriety, or whatever you want to call it, of not abusing pain meds anymore, and also of being on Suboxone for that long, or Subutex technically. And I take it for pain, not addiction. Appriss Health basically created an algorithm, and it's not a new technology. The prescription monitoring programs have been around for ages, 2 decades, a long time. All they did was add some bells and whistles to it that actually made it worse, more discriminatory. In addition, all the pharmacies had to use it, yet they're a public company. So they were awarded a private contract for all the pharmacies to use, and now they are selling it to Equifax for $1.6 billion, that portion of the business. $1.6 billion for an algorithm to stigmatize both people with addiction and chronic pain. So it is wrong on so many levels. It's pathetic. LinkedIn, the fact that they had not ever had any issue with me. I have 30,000 followers. I've always been I've exposed people, but I've never been, said anything that I couldn't back up or prove with an article. When I was deplatformed, their first answer was because I was bullying. And I simply said, how am I bullying if the article is in Wired magazine? I mean, there's no lie. I didn't really understand. They changed their story pretty quickly, and the reason I kept writing the Wharton Boys Club is because if you notice, the majority of, like, Rob Cohen, the CEO of Appriss Health, he went to Wharton. So that's a lot of these guys are the Ivy League kids. So it's just a matter of making a phone call to someone at LinkedIn or Microsoft that owns LinkedIn and saying, hey, you got to shut this kid up, at least until the merger goes through. So I lost my platform for a week and a half, and they still haven't given me back my analytics. I'm still arguing with them over things. They're just saying it's a technical glitch now, but we know that's not true. A lot of people kept asking me what to do. And to be honest with you, outside of a major outlet getting it, and I've realized, Wired, Vice, Politico, yeah, they get a lot of reads, but unless it goes to a 60 Minutes or a longer news show that's watched by a lot of people and can handle an intellectual audience, just because it is kind of complex, even though it affects everybody. But from this point, we really, I don't want to discourage people to say that we can't win this. But, it's really kind of a lost cause at this point. It's more or less just exposing those who've done it. So people like Rob Cohen, the CEO of Appriss Health, making an absurd amount of money along with his other C-level friends. Not to mention, the people, we'll just say ex-government officials that are involved financially. It's just it's just how DC works, quite frankly, and that's just pathetic. It's the old boys network, and that's how they won this contract. Um, so now Equifax literally has the power to, if you're healthy and wealthy, you're good. But you want a loan, now they can not only judge you on your credit score, but your health score. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a serious issue with that. Um, so I appreciate all the support. I mean, I'm not going to go through all these comments, but um, I think I really want to start a channel that we can all talk on like this. The tweets, you know, were limited to characters. Where you got to tag everybody. To me, I just feel like a YouTube platform might be the better route, especially since I can utilize my LinkedIn. And even though LinkedIn, I can make a post about, the last couple posts I've made have 30,000 plus views, yet the Appriss Health views are limited to under 1,000. So their algorithms won't run it on purpose. They don't want people in my networks reading that article. However, I was thinking of starting a YouTube channel. I mean, I already obviously have one, but and using my LinkedIn contacts to bring in and talk to some of these people. And let's talk to people from the ONDCP, the drug czar, the executives of the policymakers, if you will, the people in harm reduction, the people against harm reduction, and let's hear them out and just do some like quick 15-minute interviews, because most of these are pretty important people. So, and everybody has low attention span these days. So most of you probably aren't even still watching by now. Anyway, I'm looking into it. I got a couple people that are interested in kind of sponsoring the channel and making it a little more quality, like my American flag this time instead of the fireplace background I had my last video. Excuse me. So for my 9/11 cause. Anyway, I appreciate everybody's support. Don't be discouraged about the Appriss Health thing. It is very dangerous. I encourage you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, to research and read Maya's article. It is a long article, but I think the best way to quickly describe it would be, let's just say you have a dog who is scared of thunderstorms, and so he has to take Xanax. My dog did. That's why I'm using this as an example. But years back, now when a pet gets any type of drug that's a Schedule 2, Schedule 3, whatever, they put it under the owner's name. So at the time, my mom actually got my dog like 90 Xanax bars. He was a big lab, and because he was terrified of thunderstorms. And my mom, now these days, she's passed, but the rules they have these days, she would actually have a benzo score. So if you have a pet that's been on opiates for whatever reason, an older pet or a surgical or whatever reason, you have an opiate score. And that means if your pet or your has had a lot of pain meds or a lot of benzos given to them, you have a very high score. And you will be very surprised if all of a sudden you get in a car wreck and you need to get pain meds from the pharmacist. The doctors aren't ER doctors. They're as long as they're good doctors practicing the oath of medicine, that's fine. But when you get to the pharmacy and they see Appriss Health, this sweet little algorithm and NARX score, they instantly are going to stigmatize you, and you're going to be baffled. And that was why I think one of the most touching stories in Maya's article. I almost killed myself, to be honest with you, that day. And so I didn't probably get as deep into what it really did to me as it did. But the people who, I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, if a good standing citizen had just been helping their dog, and then all of a sudden they can't get pain meds because some pharmacist is riding on their high horse and doesn't want to look into the NARC scoring system as being ridiculous. There's just too many variables to leave it to an algorithm. I've said this before. Anyway, I appreciate it. If starting a YouTube channel and listening to me is somewhat interesting, cool, do it. If not, I'll do something else. But anyway, I I like talking to all the chronic pain crowd. You guys have a lot of better advice than majority of the doctors and healthcare leaders that I have on LinkedIn, because you've actually been through it. So it's nice to see both sides of it. And I'll of course keep everybody updated on my neck and surgeries to come. So again, thanks for all the support. Personally, I would keep being a PR nightmare for Appriss Health, and we can hope that Equifax backs out of the deal or at least gives them less money, just to be a thorn in their side. I honestly, just being realistic, don't think we can stop this, but we can let people know it's happening. And if we can get a politician, just one senator, one well-known politician to be on our side, we could make this a big deal, but it would have to be quick. So let's move on. Let's not stop this fight. This is not an L. We exposed these people. I warned them a year ago that this was going to happen. There were going to be some bad PR, and I extended an olive branch to make their algorithm better or to try to help them in some way. They ignored me. And the CEO, actually, I mean, I have it in my analytics. He came and looked at it. I mean, he came and read it, and that was pretty dumb for him to come and look at it and then just ignore me. I mean, he should have just ignored me in the first place, or actually answered me and stuck out, accepted my olive branch. But Rob Cohen, that was your call. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed Maya's article, and Maya, great job, kick-ass job on all your articles. You're doing just incredible work, and we really appreciate it. From the harm reduction point to the chronic pain point to the addiction point, or substance abuse, excuse me. So anyway, thank you all. Hope you have a great day. And I'm going to try to get some sleep now. It's been a long night. All right, everyone. Have a great day.